Let's dive into a story about an ambition so huge it feels like it could break the laws of physics. It's a story about vision, yeah, but also about failure, near total, catastrophic failure, and a drive that has completely changed the game in more than one industry.
But this story doesn't start with rockets or fancy cars. It starts quietly. Just picture it. A young boy, not out playing with friends, but totally lost in the pages of a book, dreaming about worlds that were light years away from his own. This wasn't just about escaping. It was about learning. He was getting ready for something big.
And his path from there, it's just incredible. He was born in South Africa, a quiet kid, kind of an outsider, often bullied. But get this, at just 12 years old, while most of us were just playing video games, he was building one and selling it. That inner fire pushed him all the way to America with basically nothing. He starts his first company, Zip2, and he literally lived in the office. He poured everything he had into it, and it paid off with his first multi-million-dollar sale.
And that really gets us to the heart of this whole thing, relentless ambition. Look, this isn't just about wanting to be successful. It's like a compulsion, a need to chase these massive, world-changing goals, even when every single person is telling you it's a crazy, impossible idea. This is the engine that drives everything that comes next.
So after Zip2, he didn't just take a vacation. Nope, he co-founded a little company you might have heard of, PayPal. And when that sold, his personal cut was a mind-blowing $180 million. Now, for pretty much anyone else on the planet, that's it. That's the finish line. You've won the game.
But for him, that wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. That money wasn't for retirement. It was rocket fuel. And it was fuel for dreams that were way bigger and a whole lot riskier.
So what does he do? He takes all that money he made from the internet and dives head first into hardware, the one place where brilliant people go to lose all their money. And he doesn't just make one bet, he makes two of the biggest, craziest bets in business history at the exact same time. He starts by asking a question that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi novel. A question that made the experts, the people who are supposed to know, literally laugh at him. Why can't we be a multi-planetary species? It sounded completely absurd, but he wasn't joking.
The contrast here is just so stark. The critics looked at space and said, it's impossible, so he created SpaceX. They looked at electric cars and said, they'll never work, they're just a gimmick. He poured his money into Tesla, and when they warned him, you are going to lose everything, he put every last dollar he had on the table to fund both.
In every great story, there's that moment. That low point where everything just hangs by a thread. Well, for him, that moment wasn't just a bad day at the office. It was a whole year of staring right into the abyss. The year was 2008. Remember, the entire world's economy was in a freefall, and for his new companies, which were burning through cash like crazy, the timing just could not have been worse. Money was disappearing, and the pressure was just unbearable.
Over at SpaceX, things were literally blowing up. The first Falcon 1 rocket, it failed. Then the second one failed. And then the third one failed. Each launch wasn't just a failure, it was a multi-million-dollar fireball, and his personal fortune was turning the smoke right along with them.
And if that wasn't bad enough, it wasn't just SpaceX. On the other side of this massive gamble, Tesla was bleeding money. They're having production nightmares and were just days away from going completely bankrupt. Both of his impossible dreams were turning into absolute nightmares. He was stretched to the absolute limit. He was personally funding both of these cash-hungry companies, which meant if they went down, he was going down with them. Everything, every single penny he had ever made was on the line.
So it all came down to this. There was just enough money left in the bank for one more rocket launch. One final shot. If this one failed, it was over. SpaceX was done, Tesla was done, the whole vision would just collapse into nothing. And then, right there, in the darkest hour, the story pivots. And this isn't just a comeback story. This is the moment a vision that almost cost him everything was finally proven right.
The fourth Falcon 1 rocket took off, and this time it didn't blow up. It soared, it reached orbit, and in that one single beautiful moment of success, everything changed. The fate of his companies, and maybe even the future of humanity in space. It all changed right then and there.
That one success was the key that unlocked everything else. Suddenly, NASA gives SpaceX this huge contract, which saved the company. Tesla managed to get last-minute funding, and, well, you know the rest.
It went on to completely redefine the car industry. From the absolute brink of total failure, two world-changing companies were born.
And this quote, this really gets to the heart of his entire philosophy. It's not about calculating risk and reward. It's a belief system. It means that if the goal is important enough for the future of all of us, you just have to try, no matter how much it looks like you're going to fail.
So maybe that's the real lesson here. Maybe true world-changing success isn't found by playing it safe. Maybe it's found in being willing to risk it all for something you believe in, to face spectacular failure head-on, and to find the strength, somehow, to get back up and try just one more time.